We have a really special topic for tonight: income acceleration, practical ways to accelerate income in business and life. Sounds like a big topic to cover in 30 minutes, and it is. So I'm going to do my best. This topic was brought on by talking to a friend who brought this subject that I understand that business takes a while to build, but man, I need money. I need money coming in. It can't always be going out. And I feel that. I've felt that before. And if you're not in that situation, either your business is popping and you're doing well, or your business is still struggling, but you're okay with money because you got money coming in from other sources, some of this will not be applicable to you, but it may apply to, let's say, a team member who's going through something similar, or a coaching client, or whatever it may be. Watch this kind of two ways. Watch it for you, but also keep it in mind for people who might come into your world who have this problem, where they're really trying hard to grow a business. They really want to make it happen. They understand about delayed gratification. They get all that stuff. But man, I need money. I need money to live. I got to have money coming in. That's a tough place to be. And I want to give you some options today. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you this. You may not like some of what I'm going to say today. You may think, oh, that's a step back. Why would I want to do that? All that kind of stuff. But just take what you want and leave the rest. If it's not something you're interested in, forget it. But take what you want and use it, because you never know what might hit you. There might be an idea. And we're going to do some out of the box thinking here tonight, because we got to solve this. Because the guy who told me this, he's not the only one. There's so many people I know in this same boat where they're really trying hard. They're not goofing off. They're pushing hard. They want to grow that business hard. But it does take time. It does take time. And no matter what anybody tells you, it's not easy. It takes time. You got to go through a learning curve. You got to go through a lot of downs before you get some ups. If it was really easy, you'd see a lot more 6 and 7 figure business owners. That's what you'd see. And you don't see that. So it's not easy. It's not complex, but it's not easy. And it does take time, and it does take patience. And that's the preamble to this, because the reality is, for some people, you're tired and you got to have money. You got to have money. You could be in that situation. Maybe you're out of work. Maybe you got laid off. Maybe you went full time and now you're feeling the pressure because the money's not coming in like you thought it would. It's going to happen. And sometimes you got to take one step back to go 2 steps forward. Sometimes that's true. All right. So let's get on with it. Like I said, they make it seem so easy to build a business. They flash money. They just make it really, and this isn't even real money. I don't even know what that is, but I just grabbed that picture off Canva. But leaders make it seem so easy. And they very casually say, my 6 and 7 figure business. And you're sitting there thinking, man, I'd like to have a 10th of that, whatever. And it's not happening. And it will make you feel a little bad sometimes, but understand, like you always hear, everybody has a journey. Everybody has a story. They went through their tough times already, and they're making it happen. So good. But you're still going through your tough times, a lot of you guys, and I know you are. You're still going through the times where you're not making a whole bunch of money in your business. And that's to be expected because it's a process. But it's also, let's be real, you need money to live. You can't live in this world without money. That's what we're going to talk about today. Again, we all know about delayed gratification. I set the stage for you. So the question is, what do you do? What do you do in these situations? I want to keep going in my business. I'm committed to keep going in my business, but I need money to start coming in some way, shape, or form. What do you do? What do you guys in the chat? You guys relating to this at all? I know you may not all be in that situation, but can you relate to it? Just let me know in the chat. So give me some energy here. So Jan, yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so this is hitting the chord with you guys. Oh, good. And the other thing too is you might be in a situation like maybe you got a spouse who's supportive, but wants to know when the money start coming in and when it's going to stop just going out, because funds are not unlimited. That's another kind of stress on you. And so it can be all kinds of things. So let's dive in. A little income acceleration 101. Okay, I'm going to start from the basics and move my way up. The whole idea, I got to make more money. I got to have more money come in. How do I do that? So there's 2 ways. Let's keep it simple. There's 2 ways. Either you reduce expenses so you don't have as much money going out. That doesn't solve the whole problem, but it helps. And then number 2 is I got to get more income. I got to accelerate my income. It's got to be more coming in than going out. So how do I make that happen? Let's talk about reducing expenses. Now, I'm talking about this in terms of business and life, because you can't just isolate this stuff. It's your life is your life. Your life involves like outside business, but also business. So let's talk about it all. And I will be honest with you. When I was working full time, I was making a good income, and I wasn't really good at doing what I'm about to tell you. And that is being really diligent on seeing what expenses are going out of your business. What are you no longer using? What tools do you have that you're no longer using? What subscriptions do you have that are you're no longer using? What membership sites are you a part of that you're really not getting a lot out of? What could you cancel that could help reduce the money going out? What could you cut out totally? And maybe I know with us, about a year ago, we cut out the cable TV. We took out a $200 bill, cut it out. Never felt it, quite honestly. I think we were paying for a $10 a month streaming service that we watch most of the shows that we ever watched before, which isn't much, but we're still watching them. So $10 a month versus $200 a month. Big difference. Big difference. Insurance, can you get a better deal? Insurance rates are ridiculous right now, across the board. Can you shop for a better deal? Is it possible to have less money going out like that? Eating out, we don't eat out much anymore, mostly because it's not healthy. That's a big expense, can be. Maybe you're a landscaper, maybe you're a maid coming in, maybe this stuff is non-negotiable for you. I'm not saying you shouldn't have it, but I'm just trying to get you to think along these lines. What could you do, right? What can you reduce to cut those expenses? What could you take out? What could you shop around to get a better deal? If you do have a tool that you really like in your business, could you pay annual so that you get 2 months free? That's usually the deal with most of these tools. All right, so I'm going to warn you. Doing what I'm about to present to you can be a little humbling. It can be a little humbling. And it can feel like I'm moving backwards. But I'm going to tell you guys, look, it's only temporary until you get your business moving along better. This stuff is only temporary. Okay, so let me give you that caveat. Ron says, I've been canceling and cutting back monthly subscriptions. Yeah. And yeah, that doesn't bring more money in, but it helps because there's not as much money going out. So you don't have as much to cover. It's really helpful. All right, so we need a cash infusion in our life, basically, is what we need. Again, my disclaimer, take what you want and leave the rest. I'm going to give you some ideas. I'm bringing some money in. Some of these will be like, no way I'm doing that. That's fine, leave it. And some of them will be like, oh, I never thought about that. Take those and ruminate on them and think if you can do something like this. And think a little bit outside the box. Okay, sell your stuff, right? I never used to do this before. I used to give it away to Goodwill or whatever. But if you need cash, you can't afford to be donating stuff for free for a tax write-off that's very minimal, right? You need to be selling your stuff on Facebook Marketplace or some other place, wherever. When we moved here, I sold a ton of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Brought in a couple grand just from selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace. It can be a quick infusion of cash for you to get you over another month if that's what you need. What do you have that you're not using? What could you sell? And especially if it's stuff you're not using anymore, don't skin off your nose. It's just taking up room in your garage or your basement or wherever. Sell it. And you'd be amazed. It doesn't have to be in peak condition. People will buy stuff. Even if there's a little scuffed up, has some scuffs or whatever, people will buy stuff. And maybe you have to reduce the price a little bit, but they'll buy. So consider that for a quick infusion of cash. What could you sell? Could you have a yard sale, right? The old-fashioned yard sales. Could you do that? Could you go online and sell stuff? What could you sell? Jane's saying was something from Gary Vee. He said, go to Craigslist, get something free, then turn around and sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Do it 50 times and you got $3,000. Yeah, you can. People do a lot of that kind of stuff, maybe not to Craigslist, but I see a lot of people doing the eBay stuff, right? Where they're picking up stuff at yard sales super cheap and selling them on eBay for higher profit. But yeah, you could do something like that, of course. Yeah. All right. Rent out your space. Do you have space that you're not using? Maybe it's a spare room. Maybe it's property. Maybe it's a car. Do you have space that you could do maybe Airbnb You can rent your car out for the day and make some money. You can rent out part of your property for someone to use for stuff. You can rent out part of your house, even not to live in, for people to store stuff. Right? There's all kinds of things you can do now that you could never do before with the internet. And yeah, it would be local, but yeah, why not, right? Number 3, I put it down here because you got to put it down. Could I get a part-time job, a second job? I know for many of you, that's not possible. You're already at your limit time-wise, but maybe you could. Maybe you're just retired. Maybe you could get a little part-time job. Maybe you could bring in some income that way just to take the pressure off. Right now with the gig economy, there's all kinds of gig economy jobs out there. Lyft, Uber, DoorDash, all kinds of stuff you can do. There's all kinds of work from home stuff now that there never used to be, especially after COVID. So look into that. Is there stuff you can do from your home? Or could you get in your car and do Uber or Lyft or DoorDash or any of those things, right? These are relatively easy things to do, and you can bring in money. You can bring in money. And again, yeah, I know it feels like a step back. I know you want your business to take off, but the reality is it takes time. Could you sell your skills or your muscle? There's a lot of people on Fiverr selling their skills, their knowledge. In my research, I came across a site called taskrabbit.com, where people will do different tasks, usually locally, maybe sometimes virtually, and they get paid some decent money for it. So let me show you what I found, right? This is taken right off their site. I went in there, created an account, and started looking around. You got people on there charging $53 an hour to help moving, $52 an hour to do home repairs, $47 an hour to do furniture assembly, right? Moving, furniture. Here's a guy on the right who does $41 an hour for writing and editing, right? $49 an hour to do research. Okay, that's going to be virtual, but you get the idea, right? You could go on something like this and try it out, see what you can do with it, see what kind of money you can make from it. Because I know a lot of us on here are older. And one of the benefits of age is that you accumulate more skills, you can do more things, you have more experiences than the younger folks might have. So take advantage of that. What could you do for some money? Right? I personally can't go doing heavy moving, but I could do some furniture assembly if I needed to. I could certainly do some research for people, some keyword research, whatever they need research on. I could do that. I'm decent at writing. I could probably do that. So there's things I could do as well. Right? But when you're in a pinch, when you need money coming in, you got to think outside the box, guys. I know this is not the most, oh my God, this is amazing stuff, but this is practical. I'm trying to be as straight with you as I can, in that this is real life. This is real life. So if you need money coming in, these are some outside the box thinking that you can take advantage of. So taskrabbit.com, that's an interesting site. All right, so that's the stuff you can do. That's just some examples. You can go to ChatGPT or search on Google or YouTube and probably find more examples of things you can do for sure. And there's all kinds of online little jobs you can do. You can do surveys. They don't pay a lot, but if you do it a lot, I guess you can make some money. There's all kinds of little things you can do now that you could never do before. Internet's opened it wide up. But let's talk about business for a minute, because that's usually why we're here. How do you accelerate your business income? And what I'm going to tell you, I know you've heard before, but are you actually doing it? Okay. It's always the thing, right? We've always heard this stuff. Are you actually doing it? It comes down to 3 things. And this is my last slide. It comes down to 3 things. Focus on one thing, simplify by cutting out distractions, and doing it consistently over time. So let's just break it down. Focus on one thing. What does that mean? Number 1, it means stop jumping around, trying to find a deal that will work for you. If you're with an established company, either network marketing, affiliate marketing, it works. If somebody's been around for a while, it works. It's not a question of does it work, it works. So for you to go off jumping around from thing to thing will not help you, because each time you're starting from scratch. It's not the thing, it's you. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not the thing that's going to make it work. It's you. So one thing, focus on one company, one income stream. I know everybody talks about you got to have multiple income streams, and I agree with that. But first you have to have one, right? You have to establish one. So focus on that one until you get it going, and then branch out and do other stuff. I'm doing a webinar right now, okay? I'm talking to somebody. My grandson, Liam, come in, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, now you have to leave. Go see grandma, okay? Okay, you get on my phone. Go take my phone. Okay, live TV. Sorry, guys. All right, so you focus on one thing, one company, one offer if you can, or one group of products. There's some companies out there that have a zillion products. Focus in on one or two, maybe one or a group of products that all do the kind of similar stuff that you really like, you use the most, you get the most value from. Focus on that, sell that, right? Promote that. One thing, one marketing method. Gosh, we seem to take one step forward and two steps back with this. And I see people all over. They're all over the place. They're on Facebook, they're on TikTok, they're on YouTube, they're playing over on LinkedIn. They're all over the place. And I'm telling you, from my experience, if you do not focus in one place, you will never establish a presence in one place. So pick one. I did a webinar here a while back where I showed you how you can use AI, ChatGPT, and they will tell you where your ideal audience is on social media. Ask it that. Feed in your, as best you can, your target market and ask them, where are they mostly on social media? I did that on ChatGPT and it nailed it exactly because I knew where it was when I was testing it. So one marketing method, right? Just focus. And I was just telling a client today, if you find yourself jumping around and not getting things done and trying to establish some consistency, but it doesn't happen, right? It's usually because of focus. You're not focused on just getting one thing done. Pick one thing every single day. Here's one thing you can do the night before or the morning. What is the one thing, my top priority thing that I need to get done for my business today? What is that? And hopefully it's a high impact thing where it's going to make a difference. What is the one thing that I got to get done today? And then promise yourself, I will not go to bed until this thing is done. If you can do that one thing, and it's not easy, by the way, right? Because all kinds of things come up, but it will prevent you from floating around and seeing something over there catches your eye. I'll do this, I'll do that. You got your one thing, you got to get it done before you go to bed. And if you don't get it done, you don't go to bed. If you do that one thing, you'll build consistency and your business will move if you're doing impactful things. Okay? Focus on one thing. Jane, I started using Trello to stay on task. Yeah, Trello's great for that. Yep. I'll tell you what I use. Every morning, the one thing goes on here, and it goes where I can see it on my computer. And it doesn't get thrown away until that thing is done. Whatever system you have, whatever works for you, use it. But focus on one thing. Simplify. Cut out distractions. We've talked about this, but let's talk about it again. All right, Jennifer, you need to, Jennifer, good example. Jennifer needs to learn Trello. Maybe you do, but note cards, do they work for you? If they work for you, use note cards and learn Trello after you've done the one thing on one day, then go learn Trello. But learning Trello is not going to move the needle on your business immediately, right? It's not a high impact activity usually. If your note card is helping you stay on task, use the note cards. Learn Trello in your spare time. You understand the difference? There's post-it notes that can be used with Trello. Yep. Yes, but you don't have to get fancy. You don't have to get fancy. Yeah. Jennifer and I started post-it notes. I'm doing basic Trello. Yeah. I'm not saying Trello's not good. It's good. I'm not saying it's not. But if I don't learn Trello, is that going to affect my business? No. It might affect yours. I don't know. Maybe it's an integral part of your business, but I don't know. I see so many people trying to overcomplicate it, and you end up going down rabbit holes because you start, oh, I have to learn this. And then you're off learning this for a week. And meanwhile, nothing's happening in your business. So understand, pick one thing. And you can go back to the thing that if you guys are with digital mentors, they always focus on build, engage, sell.
Yeah.
If you pick one thing and build, engage, sell and get good, you do that one thing every day, your business will grow. And then once it's done, go learn Trello, go knock yourself out, learn something new. That's what I do. If I can get that one thing done in the day, I'm happy. I don't usually just do one thing, but because I have more time. But when I was working, if I could only do one thing, that's what I did. And it really worked well once I figured it out. But I was just like most people, I was all over the place. My time was spread out so thin that I wasn't getting anything done consistently. So focusing is important. Distractions, right? Simplify your life as much as you can, right? Get rid of stuff. I'm not saying be minimalist, but simplify your life as much as you can. Figure out for you what distracts you and then get rid of it as much as you can, right? Like I know I should have shut my office door before I started, or my grandson would walk in. I forgot, he walked in. That's a distraction. Shouldn't have happened. And he's cute, but it shouldn't have happened. So that's on me, right? I didn't follow my own advice here, but maybe it's closing your office door. Maybe it's cleaning up your space. Maybe your space is a disaster around your computer or wherever you work, and that distracts you, right? Maybe you're like a friend of mine, you have 200 tabs open on your computer. That's a major distraction for me. I don't know about you guys, but whatever it is that distracts you, become aware of it, because everybody's different. There's some people who can work in sloppy surroundings and some people can't. There's some people can work in a high traffic area like a coffee shop. Some people can't. Understand what distracts you and try to get rid of it as much as you can, minimize it. And then do. It really comes down to doing, taking action. And I know you guys have heard this before. If you're struggling with it, it means you haven't internalized it yet. I heard this saying the other day, I really liked it. Be diligent about consistency. Make consistency one of your main goals. And you will be way farther along in your business than you are now. I promise you. Got to be consistent about the right stuff, but being consistent. A bunch of us, I think a bunch of us probably on here have taken a challenge this week, micro video challenge with Mark Harbert. And I can tell you by experience that 95% of the people on there, I'm not pointing fingers, I'm not saying, I don't know particular situations, but 95% of the people on there will not take action on that information. And it was good information, right, Jennifer? It was good. It was really good. 95% of the people will keep it in their notes and move on to the next thing. 5% will go gangbusters on short video and make it happen. Yeah, it was off the hook. It was. Yeah, just one more day. It's all about consistency. And I've told you this story before, but if you're looking for a secret to success, it's consistency. Consistent action on what matters in your business. High impact activities, consistently doing them. That will move the needle faster than anything. So focus, simplify, do. Consistency. Those are what will make your income grow faster in your business. Avoid shiny objects. Avoid the temptation to keep moving around, to keep spreading yourself too thin. Stay in one place. I was just doing a coaching call with a client right before this, and she's going to focus on email marketing. That's going to be her thing. Right? And up until now, she's been all over. And that's okay. That's what most of us do in the beginning. But she's going to now focus on email marketing. If she does it, she's going to knock it out of the park. She's going to learn it. She's going to teach it. She's going to talk about it. She's going to promote stuff in email marketing. She's going to build her own list and talk about that. And she'll blow it up. And she'll be consistent. She will. That's what I'm asking you guys to do. Focus, simplify, do. Those three things. All right, show of hands here. You guys got that? You internalizing that? All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll get off my soapbox now, and I got 1 minute to spare. You guys have any questions? Let me know if you have questions before I jump off. Got some things to do before I go to bed, before my head hits the pillow on my one thing. So I got some more things to do. But yeah, this is it, man. And if you're in a situation where you got to have money coming in, consider what I talked about. And if you're not, maybe help out someone who is. Maybe pass along this information. By the way, guys, I've changed my mind on this. I used to say don't share my replays around, but if you have somebody who really needs this information, share it with them. All right, I don't mind. I really want people to get this if they need it. All right, guys, awesome. Looks like you're getting it. Looks like you're all good. Great to be back with you guys. So happy that I'm here. I missed you guys. And we'll be back next Thursday with another Thursday marketing hack, 30-minute marketing hack training. Until then, enjoy your weekend. Focus, simplify, do. See you guys next time.